Stars and solar system. Learning objectives. The night sky. Stars. Galaxies. Constellations. Planets. Eclipse. The solar system. Human beings from times immemorial have been keen to know about the universe. When we look at the sky during the daytime, we see the sun shining in the blue sky. The night sky. During the night, we see the sky full of twinkling stars and the moon. Some of the bright heavenly bodies do not twinkle. They are planets. The branch of science which deals with the study of stars, planets and other heavenly bodies, is called astronomy. The scientists dealing with astronomy are known as astronomers. They use telescopes for studying movements of the heavenly bodies. We will study about the stars, galaxies, constellations and planets in this chapter. Stars. Stars are huge balls of hot luminous gases. All stars give out their own light. We can see about 3,000 stars with the naked eye, but other stars can be seen and identified by using a powerful telescope. The distance between stars and other heavenly bodies can be of million kilometers. The stars appear to move from east to west. However, there is one star which appears stationary. This star is situated in the north direction and is known as Polaris or the pole star or Dhruv Tara. The pole star had been the most familiar star to travelers in earlier times to find directions at night. A telescope. The sun is also a star. It is a medium-sized star. Some stars are smaller while others are bigger than the sun. Most of these stars are made up of two gases, hydrogen and helium. There are about 100 billion galaxies in the universe, having an average of 100 billion stars each. Most of the stars are so far away that the light from them takes millions of years to reach the Earth. The distance of stars is expressed in light years. 1 light year is the distance that light takes to travel in 1 year at a speed of 3 × 10 × 8 km per second. Light year is a unit of distance and is equal to 9.46 × 10 × 12 km. The distance of the Sun from the Earth is approximately 15 × 10 × 7 km, which means that light takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach the Earth from the Sun. The pole star lies closest to the axis of rotation of the Earth. The Moon. In the night sky, Moon is the brightest celestial object. The Moon is the only natural satellite of the Earth. It looks so large because it is the closest to the Earth. The Moon shines because it reflects sunlight. It takes the Moon an average of 29.5 days to orbit the Earth. At the same time, it also rotates or spins about its axis once. The time taken for a single rotation and revolution around the Earth is the same. Because of this, we always see the same side of the Moon. There is no atmosphere or water on the Moon, and the absence of atmosphere makes the day very hot and the night very cold. There are many mountains, plains, and circular depressions called craters on its surface. Man has always been fascinated by the Moon. On the 21st of July 1969, Neil Armstrong, an American astronaut, became the first man to walk on the Moon. After these space missions, now we know more about the Moon than any other heavenly body. Phases of the Moon. On a full moon day, full disk of the Moon is visible. Thereafter, everyday shape of the bright part of the Moon appears to change gradually in size. On the 15th day, the Moon is not visible to us. Next day only a crescent of the Moon appears. Then, again the shape of its bright portion becomes bigger and bigger every day, till on the 15th day we get a full view of the Moon. These are called the phases of the Moon. The phases of the Moon are due to the fact that the Moon does emit light like the Sun and other stars. Actually, we see the Moon because sunlight falling on it gets reflected towards the Earth. Therefore, we see only that part of the Moon which is lighted by the Sun. As you already know that the Moon revolves around the Earth and around the Sun along with the Earth. As a result, the relative positions of the Earth and the Moon keep on changing every day. Phase of the Moon. Galaxies. A cluster of stars is called a galaxy. A galaxy contains billions of stars. Galaxies exist in different shapes. The most common shapes are spiral and elliptical. The others which do not have a regular shape are called irregular galaxies. When we look at the sky on a clean moonless night from the north to the south, we find a long strip of light across the sky. This is the galaxy to which our solar system belongs. It consists of billions of stars including the Sun. It is known as the Milky Way. There are millions of galaxies like the Milky Way in this universe. Constellations. Thousands of years ago, astronomers divided the stars into groups and thought of imaginary pictures around them. This made it easier for them to remember the pattern. The groups of stars forming a recognizable pattern are known as constellations. There are 88 constellations recognized so far. 12 of these 88 constellations are together known as the zodiac. The shape of a constellation always remains the same. Some constellations are discussed below. Constellations. Ursa Major. Ursa Major is probably the most famous constellation, with the exception of Orion. Also known as the Great Bear, it has a companion called Ursa Minor, or Little Bear. Everyone living in the northern hemisphere has probably spotted the easily recognized portion of this huge constellation. The body and tail of the bear make up what is known as the Big Dipper. An interesting characteristic of the constellation is its long tail. Bears usually have very short tails, so stories were created to account for this peculiarity. The Greeks said that Zeus threw the bears into the sky by swinging them from their tails, thus stretching them out. Some Native American tribes believed that the long tail consisted of 3 hunters chasing after their prey. Ursa Minor. Astronomers usually call the Little Bear, or Ursa Minor, Latin for Little Bear. In America, the shape is called the Little Dipper. By far the most important and famous star in Ursa Minor is the North or Pole Star, Polaris. This is the star at the very end of the bear's long tail. The reason Polaris is so important is that it is almost directly above the North Pole. Ursa Major. Orion. Orion, a constellation often referred to as the Hunter, is a prominent constellation, perhaps the best known in the sky. Its brilliant stars are found on the celestial equator and are visible throughout the world, making this constellation universally recognized. The constellation is noticeable for 3 medium bright stars in a straight row. These stars represent Orion's belt. As a general rule, the higher the constellation Orion is in the sky, the easier it is to see the Orion Nebula. Orion. Scorpion. The Scorpion is only visible from UK latitudes in the summer, and it is so low in the sky that the tail and sting of the Scorpion are lost below the southern horizon. The constellation is easy to find in the sky because it is located near the center of the Milky Way. It contains a number of habitable stars and deep sky objects. Scorpion. Planets. Planets are heavenly bodies that revolve around the Sun in elliptical orbits. There are 8 planets. The planets rotate about their axis as they revolve around the Sun. The planets do not have light of their own. They shine as their surface reflects the sunlight. The planets, in order of increasing distance from the Sun, are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Planets of our solar system are Mercury, Buddha. 1. It is the planet closest to the Sun. 2. It undergoes large variations of temperature in day and night temperatures. The day temperature is 400 degrees Celsius whereas night temperature is -20 degrees Celsius. 3. It does not have any satellite. 4. It does not support life as its gravitational force is not strong enough to hold an atmosphere. 5. It can be seen with the naked eye. Mercury. Venus, Shukra. 1. It is the brightest and hottest planet. Its surface temperature is 480 degrees Celsius. 2. It does not have any satellite. 3. Its size is nearly the same as that of the Earth. 4. It is covered by dense yellow-white clouds of sulfuric and carbon dioxide gases, which prevent the trapped heat from escaping. 5. It can be seen in the eastern sky early in the morning, and at times in the western sky after sunset. Because of this, it is called the morning star and the evening star, though it is not a star. 6. It can be seen with the naked eye. Venus. Earth, Prithvi. 1. The Earth is the third planet from the Sun. 2. It is the only planet on which life is known to exist, as all the essential factors necessary for life are present only at the Earth. 3. It is the only planet which has an atmosphere which supports life. Its atmosphere consists of oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide and water in liquid state, which are essential for life. 4. It is at the right distance from the Sun, which helps in maintaining the Earth's atmospheric temperature suitable for survival of life on the Earth. 5. It is the largest member of the group of inner planets. 6. It has one natural satellite called the Moon. Earth. Mars, Mangal. 1. It is a red, rocky planet about half the size of the Earth, and is the closest planet to the Earth. It can be seen with the naked eye. 2. It has a very thin atmosphere and does not support life, as its atmosphere contains 95% carbon dioxide and only traces of oxygen. 3. Its surface is covered with craters and mountains, and there is no water. 4. It is a cold planet, and the temperature ranges from 120 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius. 5. It has two natural satellites. Mars. Sci facts. The Mars is a red planet due to its iron-rich soil. The surface of the Mars has deserts, high mountains, deep craters and huge volcanoes. Jupiter, Brihaspati. 1. It is the largest of the planets. It has a mass that is 318 times more than that of the Earth. 2. It is a cold planet. 3. It has 61 satellites known till date. 4. It has a gaseous surface of hydrogen and helium. The mixture is so compressed in the lower regions that it behaves more like a liquid than a gas. 5. It has a large red spot on its surface, and it can be seen as a very bright object in the evening sky with the naked eye. Jupiter. Saturn, Shani. 1. It is the second largest planet in our solar system. It has a mass that is 95 times more than that of the Earth. 2. It is a very cold planet. 3. It is surrounded by several rings made up of millions of tiny particles, orbiting independently as micromoons. Its internal structure is quite similar to that of the Jupiter. 4. It has 13 known satellites. 5. It can be seen with the naked eye, but its rings are visible only with the help of a telescope. Saturn. Artificial satellites. Space scientists of several countries including India have successfully launched artificial satellites into space. These satellites revolve around the Earth. The first satellite was sent by the erstwhile USSR on 4th of October, 1957. It was called Sputnik 1. Today, there are many satellites in the space. India sent the first satellite into the space in 1975. It was named Aryabhatta. Since then, the scientists working at Indian Space Research Organisation (ISRO) have sent many such artificial satellites into space. Aryabhatta satellite. Artificial satellites. Uses of artificial satellites. 1. Satellite pictures keep us informed about weather conditions and help in weather forecasting. 2. They help us to see live telecast on our television sets of events around the world. 3. They help us in making instant telephone calls to any place from our handsets or mobile phones. 4. Pictures taken by satellites help us in locating areas rich in mineral deposits. 5. They also help in gathering information about outer space. 6. Some special satellites can also monitor the radiation coming from space. Keywords. Constellation, the group of stars forming a recognizable pattern. Atmosphere, air surrounding the Earth's surface. Comets, balls of ice and frozen dust. Meteors, a chunk of rock or metal that burns up when it enters the Earth's atmosphere. Satellite, a smaller body that revolves around a bigger body as its attendant. Summary. The branch of science which deals with the study of stars, planets and other heavenly bodies, is called astronomy. Stars are huge balls of hot luminous gases. Light takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach the Earth from the Sun. Actually, we see the Moon because sunlight falling on it and gets reflected towards the Earth. A cluster of stars is called a galaxy. A galaxy contains billions of stars. A cluster of stars is called a galaxy. The groups of stars forming a recognizable pattern are known as constellations. There are 88 constellations recognized so far. 12 of these 88 constellations are together known as the zodiac. Scorpio is one of the oldest and brightest of all constellations. Planets are heavenly bodies that revolve around the Sun in elliptical orbits. Mercury is the planet closest to the Sun. Venus does not have any satellite. Earth is the only planet on which life is known to exist, as all the essential factors necessary for life are present only at the Earth. Mars is a red, rocky planet about half the size of the Earth, and is the planet closest to the Earth. It can be seen with the naked eye. The Mars is a red planet due to its iron-rich soil. The surface of the Mars has deserts, high mountains, deep craters and huge volcanoes. The Sun and the heavenly objects which revolve around it form our solar system. The asteroid belt is the region between the inner and the outer planets. Millions of minor planets journey around the Sun in this belt. The famous Halley's Comet appears after every 76 years. It last appeared in 1986. Uranus, Arun. 1. It is almost 4 times as big as the Earth. 2. It is a cold planet covered with ice. 3. It is the only planet which rotates on its axis from the east to the west. All other planets rotate from the west to the east. 4. Its atmosphere consists mainly of hydrogen with traces of helium, ammonia and methane. The core is rocky. 5. It has 21 known satellites. 6. It can be seen through a telescope. Uranus. Neptune, Varun. 1. It is the 8th planet. 2. Its atmosphere consists mainly of hydrogen, with 10% helium and traces of methane gas. The methane gas in its atmosphere gives it an intense blue color. 3. It has 8 satellites. 4. It has 3 rings of dust around it. 5. It can be seen only with the help of a telescope. Neptune. Pluto. 1. It is the farthest and the smallest planet and now it is not considered as a part of our solar system. 2. Being away from the Sun, it is the coldest planet. 3. It has 1 satellite. 4. It was discovered in 1930. 5. It can be seen only with the help of a powerful telescope. Pluto. Eclipse. The Earth and the Moon are opaque objects that receive light from the Sun. When sunlight falls on them, They cast shadows. The Earth and the Moon both revolve around the Sun. When the Earth, the Moon and the Sun come in a straight line, the one which is in the middle receives the sunlight, whereas the other one which is behind may not receive any or only partially receive sunlight. The celestial body in the middle casts a shadow on the one which is behind. This phenomenon is called eclipse. Thus, eclipses are the examples of formation of shadows in nature. Lunar eclipse. When the Earth comes in between the Sun and the Moon is not able to receive sunlight and the Earth casts a shadow on the Moon. This is lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse occurs on a full moon night. If the shadow of the Earth covers the Moon completely, it is a total lunar eclipse. While, if it covers the Moon partially, it is a partial lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse. Solar eclipse. When the Sun, the Moon and the Earth align in a straight line and the Moon is in the center, the Moon blocks the sunlight and casts a shadow on the Earth. This is a solar eclipse. During a solar eclipse, if we are in this shadow, we will not be able to see the part of the Sun that is covered by the Moon. A solar eclipse occurs only on a new moon day. Solar eclipse. The solar system. The Sun and the heavenly objects which revolve around it form our solar system. The Earth, as you know, also revolves around the Sun. It is a member of the solar system. It is also a planet. The 8 planets also revolve around the Sun in a definite path called orbit. Solar system. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Besides revolving around the Sun, the planets also rotate on their own axis like a top. The planets remain in motion in fixed orbits due to a force of attraction of the Sun on them. There are some other types of celestial bodies whose motion is also due to the gravitational force of the Sun. They are described below. Asteroids. There are a large number of small bodies between the orbits of the Mars and the Jupiter that revolve around the Sun. More than 2,000 asteroids have been discovered so far. It is believed that asteroids are pieces of matter that somehow could not get assembled in the form of a planet. The largest asteroid is Ceres, having a diameter of about 940 kilometers. The asteroid belt is the region between the inner and the outer planets. Millions of minor planets journey around the Sun in this belt. The asteroid belt. Comets. Comets are heavenly bodies that revolve around the Sun in highly elliptical orbits. A comet is visible from the Earth when it comes close to the Sun. The comet is characterized by a long, bright, luminous tail moving across the sky. The tail always points away from the Sun. The famous Halley's Comet appears after every 76 years. It was last appeared in 1986. Comets. Meteors and meteorites. Meteors are small objects mainly made up of stones present in space. They regularly enter the Earth's atmosphere. As the meteor enters the Earth's atmosphere, due to gravitational force it gains a tremendous speed, and as a result of friction with atmospheric air, it gets heated. The heat is so much that in most of the cases, it begins to glow and evaporates within a short time. When it gets heated up and burns, it appears like a glowing streak of light and is called a shooting star, although it is not a star. One may notice the shooting stars in the sky on a clear night. Some meteors are so large that a part of them reaches the surface of the Earth before they get evaporated completely. Craters are formed at the site of the impact. Such meteors are called meteorites. Meteors.